Family affair.
Well, Robert Earl Dean, we have a great interview today. Who do we have with us today?
Everybody, you have seen her on a little bit of everything from DMX to the Grammys. Just God has just blessed this young lady to be everywhere. Like they
Hmm.
say, your gift will make room for you.
Hmm.
And she has served in the church, she's served in her community, and now God is blessing her to reap the benefits of her services.
Hmm.
This young lady is just amazing as a person, and she is incredible as a singer.
Hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice, you've heard her all over the place, Miss Lena Byrd Miles. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show again with Dr. LT and Robert O'Dean.
Good morning. I'm still a little waking up here, but I'm woke. I'm woke. But my
Okay.
throat is like we still sleep, so
Yeah.
y'all forgive
Yeah.
if I
We
sound
we
a
She
little
we
always
like
woke. She's always
we
woke.
want you to
Barry Lena White.
yeah
Right.
we want you to stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke.
She's Barry White's sister today.
Yeah. I want to tease you by saying that your mama's something else.
Oh yes, yes
Your
she is.
mama is
She is
something else,
amazing.
and I see that.
Don't you talk about my mama.
I'm like
Right.
saying you are the chip off the old
Yes.
block because when
Yes.
we interviewed
She
her,
was amazing.
she was so fun and she reminded me so much of you.
Yep.
And so when I see and I have the opportunity just to be in the presence of you all, I just love the energy and I want to thank you for restoring some people's faith in how gospel artists are
Come on.
and how open and friendly, and it makes you want to support them. So I want to thank you for
Yes.
that.
Thank you. And thank you for playing her single. And even with this being a venture for her, that was a dream that I think even we as her kids didn't know how much of a dream it was for her because she's been singing her whole life, and when you become a wife and a mother, you put everybody else first,
Right.
and you put your dreams and goals sometime on the back burner. So as your kids watching you come up and do what you do, it just stays natural. But we didn't know that it was such a desire of hers to put out a single.
Right.
So for you all to gravitate to her and give her the let her share on your platform was a blessing as well. And she brought it up yesterday. So thank you for even giving her the opportunity, both of us. It's for real, love forever. Just because you guys are always so nice to us and our family. So thank you.
And we were her first interview, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, because you said she
Um,
was so nervous.
yes, I believe so.
Yes. So we thank God for the platform to
Hmm.
be able
Yeah.
to be a blessing to people because this whole ministry industry thing is about being a blessing. If you gospel folk ain't doing it to be a blessing, you in the wrong field.
Well, and one of the things about it, I always thank God, and very humble when you trust us with somebody
Mm-hmm.
so precious as your
Mm-hmm.
mom.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people look for sensationalism or anything else of that nature, but we really love to find out who people are.
Yes.
And so, with that being said, everybody kind of know you, but just give them this a little reintroduction
Just a
to this
foretaste.
this this beautiful smile, this beautiful heart of a woman.
Well, a little brown girl was born in 1982. No, I'm
Right.
kidding.
Right.
To the parents of Deborah and Sylvester Bird. No, uh, we let's do the quick version. Born and raised in Kojic Church. My
Yes.
grandparents are still the pastors to the day, and my lovely mother, who you guys interviewed, she's still the musician, minister of music there, organist. My dad is the bass player, and always came from music. Even my grandparents. My grandmother plays the piano. My granddaddy plays Hawaiian steel guitar, and at one time he was slated to possibly tour with the late great Mahalia Jackson. So my
Wow.
history goes even further back, in music with my granddaddy. But moving up further, I started singing as a little girl, singing DeLeon Richards' song,
Yes.
"I'm a King's
Yes.
Kid."
Deleon.
I was
My
singing.
God.
Yeah, I was.
Mhm.
I was singing that at everybody's little, Usher Board annual day, stuff like that. Kind of started becoming known as local Little Lena. Can Little Lena? My granddad even said people would, can Little Lena come sing at my program and stuff like that. So that was kind of getting my feet wet before my two younger sisters was born. Then we became a trio, the Byrd sisters. So from there, we started doing more things together. And then I started doing background work for the greats in our area, Derek Hall
Yes.
and Lawrence Matthews. And then that led to me singing with the late, great Edwin Hawkins as a
Yeah.
BGP, as one of the new Edwin Hawkins singers. And I got to lead as well. I got to do a single with Edwin called Someday, a remake of the song that he did with Tremaine Hawkins. And then from there, we fast forward to just randomly going to Disneyland. My husband and I post a picture of food on my Instagram page, and Warren Campbell sees it. He reaches out to me. 2 days later, we meet. And a few months after that, I signed to my block because he was like, I've been following your journey on your social media platform. Love the way you sing, love your spirit. If you're interested, I would love to have you a part of my block. And here we are, 2022, where we're releasing my album, brand new.
Friday.
So, yes, October 14th. That's a little bit of the quick version of my life.
Well, she don't remember, but I think it was 98. Was that when Two for Him was together? Was it like 98, Chris and I?
There's something around there.
Yes, she did all the background for a project that we're working on with Derek Hall, and David Jackson wrote a song. I think you were
Oh,
going to
yeah, yeah,
college.
yeah, yeah.
You were going to college, and
Yeah.
so
Yep, I was in Chabot Junior College at
yep.
that time.
How old were you
Yeah.
then?
You said 98, 99. I was about 17, 18.
She did background for Chris White in my project. It never came out, but she was the vocalist. And that shows you how she served in Derek Hall's group, because that's where I first know her from. And
Yeah.
then you see her being a part of everybody's everything, and it just goes to show artists that you serve, and that builds your fan base, which everybody started calling her out of nowhere. Just everybody. You were featured on everybody's project, being a lead
hmm
vocalist, and did not have a project or a single out.
For years I got to do Ty Trivet, Bishop S.Y. Younger. I mean, just from your ensembles to choirs to just being featured with, duets. I mean, I can't even name everything. If people type my name in the search bar on Apple Music or anything, they'll see all of the things I've done just before having my. So it's kind of like I have an album or a compilation because there's so many features that
Right,
I've been
right,
on. That could be like a small album just to showcase what I've done.
right,
But yeah, anybody who's been following my journey knows that it's been a crazy ride in a good way. Like, how did that happen? How did that
right,
happen? What? Like, just mind blowing. So that's what I mean by crazy. But definitely all God, because I didn't audition for nothing. I didn't kiss behind for
come
nothing. I
on,
didn't have to come out of my character and be somebody else.
come
These
on.
people found me, sought after me, and God made the ways and opened the doors. So it's a blessing, that I was still able to authentically be myself and sing. Nobody tried to change my sound or sing it this way. I want you to do it. Even with me being featured on their music, they kind of let me be myself. So even that's a blessing because it's their song. They
Right,
have the right to say, I don't want you to sing like that,
right,
or I don't like that. Do something else. So just letting me get the experience and find my way and find my own little signatures and okay, I like doing that run. I like leaning back. I like
right,
doing this.
right.
So just all these little things that you are finding as a young, teen going into your adulthood. So yeah.
So,
Faithfulness,
so
faithfulness, faithfulness.
I was up in the Bay Area and I was there for 6 years while I was going to college, and I love the energy of the Bay Area. Had opportunity to play with Lawrence Matthews and several other people. Went to Mingleton Temple Church of God in Christ there, and was in youth ministry there. And actually accepted my call in the ministry in the Bay Area and all the different talents that were there. My question to you is, and I want you to listen to it. I want you to hear this question
Okay.
with all of the sweetness and all of the singing and everybody kind of knowing your name, little Lena to mature Lena to everything. How did you meet your husband? And tell me the the how it all took place. Because I like to celebrate him because as many
Oh yes,
people
oh yes,
as fall in love with you and you're their best friend and your
right,
sister,
right.
he is still consistent
A
in
supporter.
supporter of you. So how did y'all meet, and how is the loveliness going? Because you every time I see you, you have a smile on your face. So that must mean, bro, man, doing some good
And they
stuff,
be going to eat all the time too.
doing some good
They
stuff.
be going to eat all the time together.
Robert,
Baby, what's that on your
Robert,
plate? Let me taste that.
It's the truth.
Let me taste that right
She
there.
is a foodie and he's a foodie too.
Yeah, let me taste that right there, baby. Right there, right there. Just that little
if y'all
quarter right
gonna
there.
if y'all gonna make me laugh, I'm
Oh
gonna have to
God.
get off because I'm not gonna be able to answer the question
Right.
with Robert Earl Dean in the back. But I will say, shout out to my baby Toby. He's asleep, but
Yeah.
he
Right.
got to work in a few hours. But I think. Oh, you said how did we meet first? Let's go to what's funny though. I will say, God was definitely strategic in giving me someone who was musically inclined, so that they would understand my path taking this type of a turn.
Hmm.
With me being a hairstylist by trade at
Hmm.
first, and I wasn't and singing, but I didn't know that my life would take this turn. Like I just felt like I would be, or I felt content in doing hair. I had a thriving clientele and all of that, so I didn't know this would happen. But the Lord, I'm saying, even all those years, we met in 1999 at the Marriott. Well, actually, let me take that back because he seen me at another musical at a smaller church in our area. And what caught his attention is me and my cousins. We had a group at the time called Praise Emotion. These is my first cousin. My one was the first cousin, the other one was the second cousin. And a lot of times they would get really, really nervous when we would get up and we would have different solos amongst us. And they would be hitting me like, Lena, you got to do my part. I'm too scared. I'm too scared.
Right. Right.
So he's watching us have dialogue up
Why they
there,
sing?
and we're kind of giggling too because we're 17 at the time. So he was like, "Oh, I noticed that she was goofy, she was pretty, she was tall, she was skinny." He was like, "All these things, like I like her." So what happened was he's in the audience telling his cousins like, "I'm gonna go talk to her." And so one of his cousins was like, "That's her mama right there. She looked like she don't play."
Right.
So they were like, "We'll see." So he didn't talk to me that night. He waited some months. Then he pops up at a musical at our church. That was like, no, it was actually 2 weeks later. There was a musical. He pops up and still didn't talk to me. I didn't think he. So I'm like, "Oh, that's the guy from the musical." I'm not even paying it no mind. We see him, his friend, at a thing. So my cousin, who we was up giggling, she sees one of his friends, and he's like, "My boy Toby is in love with that Lena, and he want to meet her." So she was like, "Okay, well, she gonna be at convocation next week." We get there at the Oakland Marriott, downtown Oakland, and that's where we formally meet. And I was selling some peanut butter cookies,
She was
trying
working.
to fundraise. My mom was selling peach cobbler because at that time we were trying to make money to go to the AIM convention that was going to be held. And that year, I think it was in like Cincinnati, something like that.
Right.
So we would do our fundraisers annually, and he came up and bought cookies from me or whatever. Then we
I want to
exchanged
buy all your
numbers.
He want to buy
cookies.
all of
All
them
your cookies.
and the peach cobbler to get in good graces with Mama.
How much is it? Mama, I'm gonna buy yours too.
Right.
Yeah. And she was looking at him like, "Who is this?"
Right.
Because here I am, the oldest. Your parents don't want to part with the or come to grips, I should say, with, "Oh my gosh, my baby's gonna start dating."
Right.
Wait
So
a minute. Before you do that, did you make your peanut butter cookies?
I did, I
Ooh, so your
did.
peanut butter cookies pulled them on in. I don't
She was
want
taught how to
no
cook.
peanut butter cookies,
Right.
but I want your cookies
Right.
because I want to marry you. Okay,
Right.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Because later on he gonna say some of them were a little burnt, but I still didn't care.
That's all right.
Give me a break. I was 17, 16, 17 years old. Like, give me a break.
Right. We like the effort. She was trying to work her way to
Yes,
going to the Ames convention.
it
That's
was a good
wonderful.
call.
And look at the cookies made away.
It made a way, but her work and her service
Yeah,
made a way.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
if she had not been out
Yes.
there working, hustling to go to something productive, See, God looks at everything. We look at things and we laugh and we go on, but God looks at your faithfulness. She was out there working, trying to make money to go to something that was going to bless her soul.
Yeah, but them cookies had to be good because if he'd have bit into them cookies and then broke a tooth, then he might have been rethinking
No, he
about
would
it.
have came back and there would have been conversation.
Yeah, and they would have built the whole foodie regime.
Right.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but we also hit it off over the phone. Like when we talked that night, we went back and forth. That
Wait a
was
minute, wait a
before
minute,
Did
there
she
Juicy.
was
sneak?
Wait,
like,
wait, wait a
Did
minute.
you
Hold,
sneak on the
hold on,
phone?
hold on. Wait a minute, wait a minute. That night, because the convention don't get over till late. So wait a minute, y'all
I
talked that
snuck.
night. Who gave whose phone number?
I snuck. Actually, before we formally met, when my cousin saw his friend, the friend actually wrote down three numbers. This is his grandmother number. This is his pager. Y'all remember pagers?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Lord.
This is his pager number, and this is his home number.
Mm.
So you call him. So that's what happened when I said I called his pager or left a voicemail. Hi, this is Lena. I'll be at the convocation tonight. I'm selling cookies. This is where I'll be standing.
Right. So she was setting it up as well.
All right. See,
And then he teases me still about it. He says, you said, I heard you would like to meet with me, all professional.
At 17,
like
she
like like I was setting up an interview or something for a job. He was like, you was so saved, you didn't even know how to. I heard you. Hi, this is Lena. I heard you would like to meet with me.
right. That's
So,
wonderful. See, she wasn't no
but
hoochie
yeah,
mama. She wasn't no hoochie mama throwing herself at him like some of the
not at
other people.
all.
but but
My
but
mama didn't play.
Come
but
She
on.
had to
but did you
sit in
see?
church and stuff. So
But did you see how
I
she
didn't know
set
what
it
I was
up
doing.
and made him come find her?
Of course.
Yes, yes. Okay, praise the Lord.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I was saying
Uh-huh.
after we finally met, like over the phone and stuff, and we would talk, all we did was exchange music. But have you heard this choir? Have you heard this? Because my
See,
husband's a musician,
yes, he
so
is.
that's why I said God is strategic because we both had such a huge love
Passion,
for
love.
music, and then some artists I hadn't heard of because he grew up Baptist and I
Right.
grew up Kojic. There was certain songs that we were like, "Well, you heard this
Right.
hymn? Have you heard this? Well, somebody did this medley." So we just kept bouncing and he was like, "Oh, she's really dope." I thought I was just liking her for what was surface,
Right.
but the depth in music and the just the people that she's influenced by, we started falling in love over stuff like that. So that's what built a stronger foundation for us. I think was our connection in music. So
See? And she did it in church. You ain't got to go to the nightclub and all them other places. She did it in church. So some of y'all out there, young people listening, stay in church. No matter what
hmm
media says or what TV says, stay in church.
All right.
hmm
All right, so fast forward. Now we know you was a hairdresser. Do you still do hair?
occasionally,
Okay, because I've
occasionally.
been trying to
She probably ain't got time to
grow
do no
grow this
hair.
this right side. I'm just playing,
You
but
got to eat more cauliflower. Eat more cauliflower. I'm
See?
okay,
playing. I'm
okay, okay.
playing.
So
And you got
so
that free.
so you were not only an artist, but you were also a businesswoman. You were active in your church.
Hmm.
When did you really believe that you could then do music full time and that it began to take off for you?
Professionally.
Oh, that's a very good question. I think more so full time was the pandemic,
Okay.
because it kind of threw me into the virtual land of things, if you will, because when the shelter in place first happened at that top of March, or it was actually around my mom's birthday,
Hmm.
Hmm.
March 16th or whatever, the salon where I was working, the salon owner text everybody, all the workers, and said, we don't know what's going to happen, so you guys can't come into work. So
Hmm.
then, yes, I have a husband, but I was making my own money, so it's like, well, what do I do now?
Right.
Um, since I can't even go to the salon, and even the ministries who, some of them, I won't say all, but some of them hit up my management to ask for their deposits back that some of them had said way like months prior. They're like,
Wow.
well, if I can't work, how can I even make it to give it back to y'all?
Right.
So my manager is who I actually have to thank for. Her name is Tina Claiborne.
Yes.
And she was like, well, what if Lena makes a video? And a lot of them hadn't even considered that yet. They were like, oh, yeah, that would be wonderful. We didn't even ask to make up for me not being able to just go in my pocket and be like,
Right.
here's your money back.
Right.
I made those videos, and then other pastors started seeing that and sending for me and saying, "Oh,
Wow.
we'll pay you to do a virtual video for that." So that started taking up a lot of my time, having to go to the studio, record these videos for their conferences and all of that. And then when some cities were letting up and being able to fly people in person, then the leaders that I did a lot of virtual things for was like, "We want you to come in person so we can meet you."
Right.
We fell in love with that part of, your ministry, and just we feel like we should sow into you in another way. So that's when I feel like, even when the salons and things let back up for you to come back in, it just was like, I don't even have the time to do clients like I did. So,
Right.
that's when the full time, or so, and then of course with my great husband, like, yeah, go be great. I feel like it's your season.
Right.
And not saying that the pandemic happened for me, but it was a way that I probably would have never given up doing hair and other
Right.
things.
Right.
Had this not happened, I wouldn't have, because I was so concerned about things like that and making sure I got back on time to do this client. And
Mm-hmm.
you guys got to fly me back. I got to be back because I
Right.
got clients on this time, so I
Right.
can't be gone. But your busiest days as a hairstylist are Fridays and Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when people having their conferences on the weekends. So that was always a conflict and tug of war with my heart, because my clients were my heart as well.
Right.
So having to text some and say, well, I got to sing at this conference. Do you mind moving? I was getting tired of putting them through what I had going on.
Right.
So yeah, that's when I'd say I noticed the majority of, the thriving in that, so to speak, for that part of my ministry. Like, oh, my gift was already making a lot of room, but this way kind of blew my mind with the virtual things, and then being flown in person to do a lot of stuff.
What a blessing. Now, let's talk about the process of putting a full project out, because you started with your singles and then it built to now. Let's talk about that, because we are excited about Friday and we want everybody named Mama them and the cousin thems and the enemy thems to get your project,
But
and
well,
the hater M's and all them.
and before you do that, because
Okay.
now was your birthday just passed?
It was January 6th.
Oh, it was January 6th. Why everybody saying that your birthday was like 2 days ago?
Well, you know what? There's this long standing joke that I have with, I don't know, you guys, if you guys know Sean Bigby,
Hmm.
Yes.
who is a tenor from John P.
North
Keefe. And one
Carolina.
day, yes, one day we put up this post of something, and I just put the happy birthday emojis in my caption. So several people started saying happy birthday, Lena and Sean. So now you may see any one of us say happy birthday to you, and he might say it to me. So then people will start saying it again.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, because
It's
they
like a
doing it
joke
right
that,
now. They doing it right
So her
yes.
now.
birthday is all year long,
Yeah,
y'all.
and
So you can bless her in Cash App and all kind of stuff.
now,
So her birthday is every day of the week.
now watch this,
Because I'm
and
gonna be I'm gonna be this age a whole year. So
yeah,
happy birthday.
Right.
yeah,
Happy birthday.
and here's gonna be the funniest thing. Your birthday is my wife and I anniversary.
January sixth.
January 6th is our anniversary. So now I'm gonna be able to remember it. I'm like saying, oh, it's Lena's birthday
So now
because
you got something that you can hold on to, because you talked about her. See how God
girl, you was
see
born and I
see
got
how
married.
God works it out. God will fix it every time
Yes,
if you
yes.
let him.
Shop, ba, ba,
I
ba.
am I am a symbol of you all's love.
See,
See?
right.
So
Uh, uh,
that mean on your anniversary you gotta play my album. You
it,
gotta play
You
all the way
got
yep,
through. You got
all of them.
all of it.
Every last song.
Yep, the whole repertoire.
Right. So your first song was "Good Morning."
yes, this is the
This
day.
is the day.
Yes.
Let's talk about that and let's walk
Mhm.
ourselves up.
Okay. First song, This Is the Day single was 2019 and co-written by, you guys know Jason Champion, right?
Hmm.
Yes.
His brother Jay Sean Champion co-wrote the verses on that. And yeah, kind of playing around with Warren Campbell in the studio. I was just, when he was playing the music, asking me what did I hear, and I kind of was just playing. I was going, "This is the day," just being myself.
Right.
He was going, "Wait, I like that. I like that." And then from that concept, we built around it, and called Jay Sean to help us get the verses together. And boom, This Is the Day was released 2019. 2020, we moved up to, 2020. everything shut down. We
Hmm.
had to get on Zoom at this particular time because I couldn't get to LA to get to the studio. And that's where we wrote my second single, Watch Me.
Watch me. Yes.
The end of 2020 on Zoom. We just Warren is at the keyboard at his house, and I'm just writing. He's at the mic, and we're just bouncing ideas off of each other. And then fast forward to I want to say May of 2021, Watch Me is released. Watch Me Work, that's what some people call it.
Wow.
And then you come up to 2022, and we release Wow, which is
Hmm.
the up tempo kind of
Hmm.
skate feel song
Yep.
with that Heartbreak Hotel by the Jackson 5 feel,
Hmm.
where we co wrote that with the great Eric Dawkins from
Yes.
Dawkins and Dawkins. So Eric Dawkins is the phenomenal producer songwriter,
Hmm.
and that was a once they started letting up, and I was able to go back to LA again. We started working on that song together, and then we released that in May of this year. So I'm trying to talk fast as far as how the songs came about, but yeah, that's how they happened.
And that wow reminds us of the Mary Mary feel. So it was a
Hmm.
so we were like, okay, my block, we see you, we see you.
So, the our program director is on, and she's like, that walk on water is a real banger. You know what I'm saying? She absolutely love it. They
Oh
they get
yes,
it,
oh yes.
and she gonna get all the things, and she's like saying, yes, on January 6th they try to take over the insurrection at the Capitol too. So she giving all kind of things. I mean,
She's right.
significant things happened on that day.
She's right. I
So
remember that.
so did you do all background for every song that we've heard thus far?
On, but there were some help like on Watch Me. Krista Campbell was singing with Erica and Warren's daughter. And it might be some other people because sometimes they were getting Pastor Warren would get certain people to come sing once I've flown back home sometimes. So some of the names I might can't tell you,
Right.
but you definitely can hear my voice. If you
Yes.
know my voice, you could tell
Yes.
where I'm kind of placed in there. So I'm definitely on everything. But yeah, you'll kind of hear me a little bit more
And
on other songs
mhm.
than some of the other songs
And they're
because
smart
I'm doing
because
more of the
you're
background.
writing. Warren, we applaud Warren because you're writing,
Yeah.
and that's not normal for artists on their first album. So you will be getting royalties in Jesus' name. We pray for
Yes.
millionaires.
Yes. So
Amen.
so I got a question to ask you.
Yes.
In
Okay.
the season of lace fronts and press ons and everything else, I see you rocking your Angela Davis. Can you tell us about the Angela Davis?
Oaktown.
Angelina Davis.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Actually, I accredit this to just doing a little bit of research, and not that it's everybody's journey, but I was reading that having relaxed hair for some was like it could be a hindrance to trying to start a family for some women. It could cause fibroid cancers for some women. And so I just one day was like, I'm gonna just stop relaxing my hair. Why not? And see what happens. I didn't know that it's like I got complimented when I had a relaxer, but with the afro, every like 5 minutes, just going. Sometimes I ain't even picked it out well, and I'm going to the store. I love your afro. Like
See?
it's just kind of been a blessing to see how so many are embracing. You do have some older people who are like, I don't like you with your hair like that. They just gonna tell you how they feel.
Right.
You're just like, well, I don't like you wearing rouge like that, but I don't say nothing.
Right. Come on through.
So,
She read my mind. Come on through. Come on through, church.
because y'all know some of the older saints can be really harsh.
Yes.
So, but we live and we keep going.
Right.
And now, you even got your Tabitha Browns who got
Yes.
Donna, and like it's just embracing what we have. Yes, the flat and the European look is very, very pretty, and not knocking those who do that, but we are special with the things that we can do with our natural hair just as well. And the other thing, even Pastor Warren was like, you'll show even other young ladies and girls who may can't have their hair straightened because everybody can't afford to go to the salon and
Correct.
have that lace front, pressed and baby haired edges. They can't do that, but
Right.
they can grow a fro. You can still show how to carry and take care of it well and still look beautiful, presentable, classy, trendy with your natural hair and not feel like I don't work. My look doesn't work.
Right.
So when I saw it from that perspective, I was like, oh yeah, I'm down to. Because at first I was like, I don't know what this gonna look like. I don't know how my head is shaped underneath
Hmm.
this relaxed
Right. Right.
hair.
Right.
Yeah.
Because some ladies will do a big chop and look like Dr. LT and
Hmm.
when
Right.
they start off. So I just gradually was cutting a little bit here and there,
Hmm.
and like, okay, let me see, because
Right. Just in case.
Yeah.
just in case my head got a number three in the back, I
Right.
might swipe
Right.
your ATM card because I got extra meat in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Now
I didn't want to
you
do.
leave my hot dog rolls alone.
Right.
You know,
No.
it's a part
We
of my
can't see hot
sexiness.
dog.
But we can't.
We
We
can't
can't. They
we
can't
can't
see
even
it.
see that. We
but
can't even see that.
Right.
let me
Before you
say
had
this.
it.
Let me say this. Which is really, I always tease people that I went to my natural face and got rid of my lace front beard because I couldn't grow it all in.
Right.
But I think that it's so beautiful to see you comfortable in your own skin. So
Hmm.
I got two questions. Number one, when you and the sisters get together,
Oh my God.
what is the energy like? And then I want you to tell me the funniest moment that you had while being on My Block with the My Block family.
Oh, okay. It's probably several. Um, the energy with my sisters. I'll probably start crying, but I'm gonna try to be a big girl. Cause both my sisters have moved away,
She's missing them.
and we're very, very, very close. Ugh, I'm not gonna cry on here. I'm not. I'm not. And I just left my baby sister in Virginia when I was with Bishop Hezekiah Walker's
Hmm.
homecoming concert or whatever. But of course, your natural sister, we got our still pick. You kind of picked back up where you left off,
Hmm.
with the little faces you make to each other that where you guys only understand something if we like out at a restaurant and see something funny, we just doing something big with our eyes like, you see that? Or,
Hmm.
you have your
Look, look,
old
look, look,
school
look, look,
ways of,
look, look.
without doing it, you might take your lips and be like,
Right. Cause they ain't messy. Cause they ain't messy. They
Look, look,
sanctified
look,
girls.
look, look,
They,
look,
they ain't
look.
messy, so they don't be messy about it.
or we looking, but we are like, we have a sister thread and we're always on it, like sending memes to each other. So it doesn't feel like they're as far away when you
Hmm.
have, your device or whatever. It's just that I can't pick up and go to my middle sister or my baby sister's apartments anymore because they don't live here. So that was something that even sometimes, and then I have a niece now,
Yes.
little Sierra, she's 2. So sometimes when I would land, if I would land from an engagement early, I would drive and be like, I'm gonna come see the baby. And then my middle sister, being the nurturer that she is, she up and in the kitchen frying chicken wings for me and making mac and cheese for me while I'm
Ooh,
playing with the
shana na
baby.
na.
So yeah, my middle sister can throw down. My baby sister too. Lauren makes real good pork chops.
Y'all, Lena likes to eat,
So
y'all. Lena likes to eat.
I do.
When she
I do.
goes out of
Can't
town,
they tell?
when she
Can't they
go out of
tell?
town to these churches, they be hooking her up with them beautiful baskets in her hotel rooms, and she be
Those are
going
the
to eat with
ministries
them.
that spoil me. They spoil me, right? They spoil me. And then it seems like each ministry outdoes, or tries to
Right,
like, well, she didn't get that in her
right,
basket. We gonna add this.
right.
Oh, okay, wait a minute,
We're
wait a
trying
minute.
to
Hold,
do
hold on, hold on.
Right.
See, I didn't know all of this when I had you on the midway, and so I refuse to be outdone. And so when you come back, I'm gonna make sure that everybody else gonna have to raise the bar even more. Cause see, everybody was grabbing you when you was here in San Diego, and this person wants you this, but I'm gonna put in your contract that we gonna be able to take her out and show us how we's do it. Robert gonna be right there, all of us gonna be right there, but we're gonna show you so you can go back and give a testimony on your Facebook. Yes, I've been to the
Well,
chosen
well, you
city
put
of
her in one
San
of the best
Diego.
hotels. You put her
You
in one
know,
of the best hotels when she was here.
yeah, but I just, we will not be outdone. Just will not happen.
Right, right.
Well, it's not mandatory. It's really a labor of love that, not saying that you didn't. I had a nice dressing room and stuff on the ship.
Yeah,
So it never feels like people don't love me. I don't want to put that out
right,
there if I don't have a basket. Like,
right,
I don't want people to feel like it's just these ministries want to do so.
right.
So when they do it, even my own father, he be moved, and sometimes he just be moved to tears,
Right.
that because sometimes you don't get love in your home area
Yes,
like
Mhm.
ma'am.
you do when you go away.
Hmm.
So
See, I already know how to trumpet, right? I'm gonna get you a basket. I'm gonna send Toby a basket. See, see,
okay.
see. See, I'm gonna trump him. I'm gonna trump him. That's
Right.
just the way it
Well,
is.
you just told your secrets. So
Oh
people
no,
watching, they
no,
can do the same
cause see,
thing.
I'll be giving mama and
Yeah,
daddy
but you can't tell
everybody.
everything. Right. So let's talk about the excitement of Friday because so many well wishers are pulling for you because everything I hear about you, and we know you can sing like nobody's tomorrow, but you're such a nice person. Let's talk about this Friday. Let's leading up to it because we talked about the process of it. Now let's talk about the actual
And,
release of it.
and on top of that, can they can pre-order now, right?
Yes, the pre-ordering began September 30th, and then when you pre-order, you get the other song, "I'm on Your Side." You get to hear the full
I got
song,
it.
which is okay. Oh
I
yeah,
already got it.
thank you. But that's one of the perks of pre-ordering as well. But yeah, oh I used to know the number. I can't remember, but it's a couple tracks. I
She got
think
a
it's
quartet
11
song on there.
total.
Oops, I can't tell
Yes,
everything.
yes. Well, it's featuring the Soul Seekers. Then I
Yes,
have something featuring. I don't know if you guys remember the Hamiltons that used to sing with
Mm-hmm.
Anthony
with Anthony
Hamilton,
Hamilton.
but
Yes.
but now they're called the Tones. So when you see the Tones, just still support them. They're great people from
Oh,
North
they can
Carolina.
sing.
And then yes, then you have in the choir on "I'm on Your Side." That's Myron Butler from Texas who arranged and did all of the background vocals for "I'm on Your Side" and also my song "Be Grateful" and "Grateful Medley."
Yeah.
At the end of that's probably the last track on the album. You have him, and then like I said, Krista, Erica, featured sprinkled here and there with singing some background vocals, and of course myself. But yeah, it's
11,
definitely
11
giving.
tracks.
Yes, it's giving. Um, some of the songs kind of talking about my childhood in church and singing, and then here I am, this grown woman embarking upon this chapter of my journey in music. So you'll hear a lot of that, and then a lot of for the believer, just constantly reminding us sometimes to just get out of our own headspace with
Hmm.
our thinking, with our second guessing ourselves,
Hmm.
sometimes with our negativity. That's
Hmm.
kind of what wow is, putting my faith to work and being ready to prove to God that sort of stepping out of my boat, if you will,
Right.
because although I've been singing my own life, this is now my baby. Like this is my
This
music, so
is
all
you.
the pressure falls on me. If they
Hmm.
don't like it, it's me.
Right.
Like oh,
Right.
if when it's other people's songs, you're like, well, if they don't like it, that's not my song.
It's right. Right.
you know. But with your stuff, it's like, oh Lord, please let them like it. Please
Right.
let them
Right.
like
Oh,
it.
okay.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask this question, and this is for Mama, your two
Okay,
sisters, your daddy, and Toby. Okay, you got 11 songs. Let's start with you. Which one's your favorite?
all of them.
Okay, I knew that was gonna be yours. On brother Toby, which one is the one he rocking?
He says every week it's a new one with him listening. Now my parents haven't heard, so they can't
Okay,
Right.
choose. Yeah, like I think I wanted them and my sisters. I wanted them to have the excitement of,
The
I didn't want to
fresh.
like. But Toby lived with me, and he got to hear me rehearsing them and
he
practicing them.
does.
He do sometimes. He do hear when he's at home. He got to hear me. So
Right. Right.
I got to get on his nerves a little bit with stuff. And even in the process of, like I said, in the pandemic, having to write, I had a big old speaker where I would be blasting stuff just so I could see what I would hear to try to write down my notes or what I would hear, what melodies I would try to sing with certain things.
Mhm.
So he would be like, "Oh, she playing it again." I'm sure he never said those words. Very supportive, but I'm saying I know he like this the 48th time she playing that part. Like, just because everyone has a different way with their songwriting
Mhm.
Right.
process too, So, but yeah, he's like each time I play something, I'd be like, this song was my favorite. This one is. So he'll go from brand new to being his favorite to loving you being his favorite to yes sir being his favorite. So that's why I'm like I'm kind of in that same space too, because each of them had such a different, unique journey with us coming up with the concepts for them too. So I have a different lens to look and listen to my music because I was there. I was
Hmm.
there at the origin. I
Hmm.
saw the songs start as nothing and then build. And
Yes.
then at one point for brand new, Pastor Warren ended up flying, I think, to Nashville for the what do you call them? That play the
Orchestra.
violins.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Orchestra.
orchestra to play, and he filmed some of it and sent it to me. And I was just in our. We were celebrating our anniversary July 2 years ago, and I was just in the hotel bawling like, oh my gosh, so many people are contributing to my thing.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
and they're putting their all into it. These people don't even know me,
Right.
and they're playing the violin. It was just so beautiful for me to see and hear just kind of what was happening. Because again, we just know church. And have you tried Jesus
Come
and
on.
tambourines? We don't really see the efforts with other instrumentation. So it just made me appreciate my entire process,
Right.
and even seeing the things that the lengths that um, a producer and genius like a Warren Campbell
Yes.
with the lengths that they would go, because not only is it my music, but it's still their brand.
Correct.
So they're like, no, we want the best for her in
Hmm.
every way possible. That's
Right.
in the orchestra, that's in the packaging, that's in
Right.
the cover art,
Right.
that's in the mix. The just seeing it's not just for the Marys. That's because it's his wife and sister.
Come on.
But even bringing your new artist, you care that much to. We're not just throwing out any junk. We're not gonna rush her
Come
album.
on.
We're gonna take our time. So I look at my whole project through a different lens than probably the average consumer and person listening will, because it's my first for one, and so much love was put into making it. So, and that's the entire My Block team, that from the marketing people to Misty and all of the people that even booking my travel and all of that, and how
Hmm.
they're even like, oh my gosh, we're listening and we're crying and sending me text messages, and
Wow.
we're excited for the release. Like for
Wow.
your team to be listening and saying, oh my gosh, like we see this happening, and if when you get your Grammy, just all these things to encourage me,
Yes.
like, what? Y'all see that? So it's been a super great experience. To sum it all up, I need to look through. Sorry, my phone was
That's
sliding.
okay.
I need to look through the thesaurus actually and get some more words other than amazing and
Hmm.
wonderful, because I'm like, it's too big to even package in those words.
Fantabulousous.
Right. There, there
Yeah,
you go
that's a
with your.
good one.
There you go with his ghetto technology.
You,
Okay.
you,
Vernacular.
you, you, you
It's
know,
okay. It's okay. Yeah.
you,
Yeah,
you,
we applaud it. It's good.
I want to appreciate,
Yeah.
you celebrate my thugism and my street cred. Thank you.
I think
Appreciate
it's
it.
wonderful. Now,
Yes.
before we end, because I know we wasn't supposed to be this long, but let's talk
Okay.
about the boss herself, Miss Tina Claiborne. That's my sister too.
There go 29.
I don't care, and she's a real one because I can text her or call her anytime, and
Yeah, she
she calls me sweetie. What you need,
she
sweetie?
she
Let's
she
talk about
love
it.
you.
I just
I
want to
She
love
say,
love her
her too.
I
early.
just
She
want
is
to say for the
awesome.
record, she will pick up my phone call. Praise the Lord.
She do. She love.
Well, praise God.
She love.
Won't he do it?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
She love Dr. LT too. We
yes,
will get. She
yes,
love both of y'all.
yes. She does.
But yeah, I've been knowing Tina. Probably since I was like 14, 15 ish. And even years ago when it was just, me and my sisters doing our thing before I was with the Derek Halls and the Lawrence
Hmm.
Matthews, and Tina and her brother Eric Claiborne, Rain had a group. And so a lot of times we would be singing, my sisters and I would be singing at the same programs that
Hmm.
her and her brother would be at. And she was just like always pouring into me and talking about all the potential she sees. And,
Wow.
and then the other thing she would be like, you're going to be preaching too. I'm like, oh no, not me.
But you
But
preach when you sing. You preach when you sing because
that's,
your ad lib
yeah,
is preach.
I'm a pringer, I guess.
Yes, come
That's what
on,
you,
Preener. If Shirley
I'm a
Caesar can
pringer.
do it,
See,
Lena
see,
Byrd
see, see,
can too.
but there's a new word, y'all. A pringer. A preacher singer. Pringer.
Right, right, right. Now,
Well, all the pringers stand
now,
up.
your cousin Marcus is doing some great stuff too. Let's give a shout out to him.
Yeah. Shout out to Marcus McCauley, Holiday at the Temple that he does annually. And he had to pause for a while with the pandemic and not
Right.
being able to do stuff in person. But yeah, he's great also at trying to, not trying, he's continuing the legacy of showcasing
Yes.
a lot of the Bay Area talent that
Hmm.
otherwise would not be seen
Hmm.
on a platform, and then on a classy scale. And then it gives our area something to look forward to, coming in and pulling out them tuxedos and those rubber
Sparkling
blouses
dresses. Uh
and
huh.
those, yeah, holiday dresses. They're getting us into that spirit again. That almost like childlike excitement that you had when Christmas would come, because you're
Right.
seeing the trees and the decorations. So yeah, shout out to cousin Marcus McCauley and Holiday at the Temple. If you're anywhere around, I think it's late November. I don't know the exact date, but you can go to his page and get
Hmm.
details. And if you want to come and wear your tuxedo, definitely support him.
Right.
Well, I want to say first and foremost because we love you.
Yes, we
You're
do.
like
I
a
love you
part of our
too.
fabric here in San
Yes.
Diego. We would love to have you back. As you know, you have the full album coming out, but then there's pushes on each one of your like singles coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every time you get ready to do the push, we would love for you to come back
Yes.
and for us to talk about the journey, and
Okay.
and just really continue to push the effort. We're going to be asking Tina to make sure we have the schedule so even us here can know how to put it in rotation to help pull those numbers up, because at the end of the day, the industry looks at the numbers,
Yes, they
but
do.
the saints look at the heart and how it's helping people to walk on water
Mm-hmm.
and help them to understand that this is the day, and
Yes.
and all of the things that are going on.
Thank
But
you.
we as on-air personalities have to also be a part of the journey
The
to
process.
support
Yes.
you,
Mm-hmm.
because once you put your heart and your soul out there, it's wonderful. But if people don't hear it, then
Yeah.
it's just out there. So we want to make sure that everybody here. We're going to tell our friends that are on
Yeah,
air too.
she's Cali,
Yeah,
California. Let's make her number one.
yeah,
Let's help her win a Grammy. Let's help her win
Thank
15
you.
Stellar Awards. Let's help her win 10 Doves. She
yeah,
is California's own. People talk
yeah.
about the East Coast and the South and the Midwest. Well, guess what? The West is back. The West is back. The West is back.
West Side.
What do they do?
Okay.
Right,
Can
right,
you
right.
go to? Okay,
Right.
So
We back and we thank Erica and Warren because
yeah,
we love them here.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Erica from back
Thank
in the
you.
day at Testimonial Church of God in Christ, her and Tina were always supporting everybody. We
Yep.
sung in everybody's choir, everybody's group. So we appreciate all those people as
And her
well.
sister's down here as the first lady of a church in San Diego. So,
Right.
That's right. That's
yes, yes,
right.
yes,
Delisa.
Right.
yes,
And the other sister went to New Creation and went to San Diego State.
exactly. Sister
Oh
Atkins.
Sister
wow.
Atkins, yeah.
With that being said, we could talk all day, but we're gonna just have you come back so we
Yes.
can continue the journey with you. Um,
Okay.
we want to rock the song WOW, Walk on Water. Could you tell people about that and introduce it? Tell people how they can connect with you, and then we're gonna play that track.
Okay. Walk on water, like I said, is definitely getting out of your boat, so to speak. Like the scripture, I ain't got time, as the preacher say, but putting your faith to work and trusting in God and being ready to prove that I'm getting out of my own thinking, that I'm trusting you, Lord, with whatever it is. That could be a business venture. That could just be a gifting that you've been sitting upon. But if I gotta walk on water, the lyrics say, to get to where I gotta go, I won't be afraid no more,
No more.
and I won't let nothing stop me. I won't let anything block me. But I'm just taking one step in front of the other. Sometimes it takes that to make you, start walking. Just taking the first initial steps. Don't
Hmm.
be afraid anymore. People of God, like, do what you're supposed to do. Don't waste no more time. Don't second guess what he said to do. Don't second guess who you are and the gifts that he placed inside of you. But walk on water. You can find me, Lena Byrd Miles, all things Lena Byrd Miles. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then on all digital media outlets where my music is, and YouTube, all of that. You can find me as Lena Byrd Miles.
Friday, let's flood the different digital musical outlets. Let's flood them, everybody. You say
Yeah.
you love her, let's show her in deeds. We really want to push her to the top.
And let's make sure that if you can't do Friday, start now. Go now, get it, because you can pre-order it now. And if you pre-order it now, you can't say you forgot on Friday, because
I
we
got
give it to you
mine,
now,
and I
right?
heard some of the newer
Yeah.
stuff. Y'all, you're missing out if you don't get the pre-order.
And
Amen.
actually, on West Coast time, it's 9 p.m. It's 12
Right,
midnight.
right.
So sometimes Thursday night you can support me.
What?
If some of y'all up at 9 p.m. on Thursday night, it'll technically be 12 midnight
Sure
East
will.
Coast time.
Amen.
So you can get the album in. But
And
I
sales are
always say
important, y'all.
that.
The first week is very
Yes.
important in the music industry. The
Yes.
first week we need to flood so she can hit the number one. The first week, y'all. Let's do this. We can do it together as a body of people.
Well, Robert, since this is your
Thank
sister,
you.
I'm gonna let you introduce the song. I'm just gonna push the button.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the West Coast, but she's internationally famous,
International
we ask that you will support and keep
support,
supporting the one
support.
and only, the comedian, the
Yes.
writer, the gospel artist, the
Yes.
hairstylist,
And your
the
sister.
cook, and my sister, Miss Lena Byrd Miles.